Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Nicholls Road News. I'm Kira Dennehy. Let's start off with today's headlines from Danielle Tomlinson.
Thanks, Kira. President Trump announced his plan to end birthright citizenship in the United States just 1 week before the midterm congressional elections. He claims the United States is the only country in the world with birthright citizenship, but in fact, other countries like Canada and Mexico grant it as well. President Trump has also sent over 5,000 active-duty military troops to the border of Mexico as a response to the caravan of Central American migrants heading toward the United States. In a tweet last week, Trump said, "I am bringing out the military for this national emergency. They will be stopped." Green Stream Recycling is no longer processing recyclables at the town of Brookhaven's Yaphank facility. The contractor backed out of their agreement to process the materials after China, the main market for plastics and paper, has stopped accepting many recyclables. The town will be holding a special meeting on Thursday in an attempt to find a temporary operator for the recycling facility. After Saturday's shooting that left 11 dead at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, volunteers participated in Shmira, a tradition where the bodies are accompanied until their burial. The first of the funerals are scheduled to take place today. President Trump will be there this afternoon to honor the deceased, despite opposition from the city's Democratic mayor, Bill Peduto. That's all for today's headlines. Back to you, Kira.
Thanks, Danielle. Since the development of ride-sharing apps, New York City's yellow taxis have been challenged to keep up with the rapid changes in the private transportation system. Jasmine Ganishwal has the story.
The value of New York City's yellow taxi cab medallions are plummeting as 139 medallion owners head towards bankruptcy.
I used to like medallion was like almost a million, right? Nowadays almost 100,000 like.
Despite charging passengers at a standard fare rate of $3 a mile, it is still not enough income for drivers to pay off their debt.
So that's why nobody like to buy in these days, especially because nobody take this headache.
Taxi drivers' stress levels are rising because of the competition from ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft. Just this year, 6 have committed suicide. Doug Shifter took his own life in front of New York's City Hall.
We're making no money. It's very hard to pay the lease. I mean, it's very tough.
More drivers are protesting the presence of Uber and Lyft in the city. Many are blaming the mayor for not doing enough to regulate them.
The city had to do something. Blasio had to speak up or something. They should, do something with the Uber regulation and stuff. All new guys, they don't know what they're doing. And, it's unfair.
Taxi drivers are uncertain about the future of their business or whether there will even be a future at all.
Yellow cab maybe one day in the museum. We will see in the museum.
Reporting to you from Manhattan for Nicholls Road News, I'm Jasmine Ganishwal.
A year after moving to New York City and facing multiple sexual comments while walking the streets, Hannah Michelle Provisor decided to take a stand against catcalling, not with her voice, but through illustrations. Rachel Eiler took an inside look with the artist herself.
So I'll start with a pencil layer and then I ink over it. Let's see, how do I want to do her hair? I also love drawing curly hair, no surprise there. My name is Hannah Michelle Provisor and I am an illustrator. People send me stories of street harassment and I do get some stories about sexual assault and I draw an aspect of that story. I was really pissed about the catcalling that I was getting. I had definitely started to really internalize it and it was making me upset in other areas of my life. I was very much in that headspace of like thinking about what to do to help myself and to help other women who are internalizing the catcalling they were getting. For me, not really with a plan to even post it, I just had this moment of like, it like flashed back to me where this guy when I was 18 or 19 walked past me and just like grabbed my butt and kept walking. And I just felt like I wanted to draw it just for myself. And then just kind of as I was writing the caption was like, if anyone else has a story like this that they want to share, send it to me. I just kind of want to create a little bit of community here. When I get a story, I'll kind of read it over a few times and think of the line that sticks out the most to me or that I think will get people to read it. I definitely want it to be just focused on the girl. I want people to just have to look at her and read her story. My motivation behind doing the illustrations is it's really about sharing the burden for a second. I really want that person to feel like one person is hearing them. I'm taking your story, I'm holding it for a minute so you don't have to. I got you. Someone's listening. It's really hard to like hold all that on your own. The women on my Instagram don't need to be reading these. They know everything that's in there. It's probably happened to them. It's not surprising.
Thanks to the bout of hurricane season, the town of Port Jefferson was hit hard with severe flooding in late September. Now, in their 50th year of operation, Theater 3's 170-year-old building is recovering from their plight. Reporter Sarita Yelverton took the stage to reveal the drama.
This flood happened in the midst of our run of our main stage production of The Addams Family, the musical, and that's the show that's currently running now, and it affected that show the most. We're still assessing the damage from the flood. We lost some very high-ticket items. We lost our boiler, our air conditioning and heating unit for our second stage, our dimmer rack that powers our main stage. We lost a table saw. And every day we're aware of things that aren't working and things that started working right after the flood but aren't anymore. We lost a hot water heater behind the bar and we had to replace that. My office, which used to be full of things, is now fairly bare. My guess is somewhere between $100,000 and $150,000 worth of damage, which is not covered by insurance. Maybe a little less than a third will be covered if we're lucky. We've had people donate, which is great. Very generous. Checks are still coming in, donations are still coming in, but we haven't come close to reaching our goal because it's a high number, but we will be making up the difference.
You gotta have a lot of passion.
We operate based on our ticket sales, our grants, our support, and we will continue to go forward because that's what you do. And we're still here.
That is all for today. Join us next Tuesday to see what's happening right here on Nicholls Road News. Reporting for Nicholls Road News, I'm Kira Dennehy.